Hi there, I'm just going to do a very quick review on a fantastic new game by Buttonshy I got recently called At the Helm. It's one of the newer ones that they've put out. Once again, it comes in that wallet and it's just 18 cards, and yet it packs a real punch. It's a great little game with a lot of strategy in it, and it hits that sweet spot of simplicity but with depth as well. The theme is you're on the high seas, you're sailing a ship, and you have to deal with some pretty tricky challenges while out there. And those three objectives at the top there is what you're aiming for in the game. There's 8 of these to choose from, and you just pick 3 and set them up there at the top. So in this game I've got to discover that island, and I'll do that by getting 10 sails with my cards, and that'll shift that counter down there to 10, and I'll complete that. The other objective is to fight off this giant squid, and I'll complete this objective by defeating it by hitting it 9 times, and that'll send that counter down to 9, of course. And the last one is getting a smuggling job across the line, and that's required to smuggle in rum, a pocket watch, and a revolver. And so there's no track for this one. It's just if you manage to achieve that goal, it's either achieved or unachieved. So how do you go about achieving these objectives? You do it with your deck down here, which starts with only 5 cards in it, and then up here is a market of 8 cards, and you're going to be dragging various cards from this market into your deck. And with those cards and the abilities that you can see at the bottom of each one, which are incredibly thematic, by the way. So with those abilities on the cards, you're going to be able to achieve these objectives and get them moving. And it plays really simply. Over here is your captain card, where you track your health with as well. A turn is really simple. It's just a matter of drawing 3 cards from your deck. So I've got a harpoon, I've got rum, and I've got a jib, and then on your turn you choose 2 of those to play, and it's up to you whether you want to use their abilities or not. So the harpoon just straight away gets me 1 hit, and I might want to use that against the giant squid. And the rum is handy. I can just recover a health if I want, or I can trash a card from the market, which means getting rid of one of those permanently from the game, which isn't a great thing because you really want to use those as much as you can. But if you are willing to trash one, you're going to gain, as you can see there, 3 health or 3 hits or 3 movements with the sail, which we need for objective number 1 there, discover the island. And the 3rd card there is just a straight move with your sail. And this is, again, the beauty of the cards. If you do pair them up with other cards in your hands at the same time, you can get a better ability happening. So, for example, that jib is going to be worth 2 movements if you've also got the mainsail in your hand. The mainsail is over here at the moment in the market. So let's say I choose to play this harpoon, which will hit this giant squid. I'll move the squid down 1. That's 1 hit there. I've got to get down to 9 to complete that. And then I might actually take a risk. I'll play the rum. Now, keep in mind, I need to have that rum in my hand to complete the smuggling job. But hopefully it'll come back into my hand later, because what I want to do is I want to play the rum, trash a card. I might get rid of the dog out of the game, and then by doing that I'm able to either move 3 on the sails, or 3 more hits, or recover 3 health. I might move 3 with the sail and get closer to that island over here. So I'll move this down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you can see there how the cards played down here and from the market are going to get you moving with these objectives. So once a turn is over, you have 1 card still left in your hand. And I did forget to mention that anytime a card comes into your hand that's got a broken heart at the top of it, you do have to lose health. So we had 2 of those, so we got to drop that health down by 2. Okay, and then you draw back up to 3 and you keep playing. So now I've got a fish and a pearl as well, a couple of different symbols here. The pearl has got gold on it, which means by playing that I can actually take a card from this market into my deck. So this is basically, as you've probably worked out, it's a deck builder, it's a deck management game. It's very, very clever the way that they've that the designer here has managed to get a deck builder working pretty well with only 18 cards. So a super achievement there. So I might play this pearl card to buy 1 card from the market, and I might like to get the first aid kit. No, I don't want the first aid kit, because that objective, the smuggling job, requires me to have a pocket watch and a revolver. So maybe I'll get the pocket watch and put that into my deck. And I might also play the fish, which will get me 1 health. And see, the pairing happens here again. If I played it with a fishing rod, I'd actually get it back into my hand to use again, which is really handy. But I'll just play it for the health, because I need it. And health goes back up. And now, because my deck is empty, what I get to do before I reshuffle my discard pile to create a new deck, I actually get to take a free pick of any of the cards in the bottom row of the market. So I might take that mainsail, which will give me 2 movement, because I want to move towards that island. And as I mentioned before, if you can pair the mainsail up with the jib down here in the same hand, that's going to give you, gosh, maybe 4 movements, I think. I think that's right, yeah, which will be great. So I might take that mainsail, and when you do take a card from the market, the one above it drops down, making that available the next time this happens. Some of these objectives do have triggers on them at the end of each turn, like the giant squid. It says you have to lose a health if you end up using more than 1 combat hit or more than 1 sail movement. And I think the last turn I used 3 sail movements there, so really I should have taken a hit for that, for doing that. So that's something you got to watch out for. I'm playing with the fairly simple objectives to start, because I'm just learning the game, but the more difficult ones will have triggers there which will impact what you're doing. And so you keep playing like this. So I'll reshuffle my deck again, draw down here, draw another hand of 3, and away we go. And if I manage to get I've got the rum in there, if I got the pocket watch and the revolver, I'd complete the smuggling job. And you just keep going like this until hopefully you complete those 3 objectives. And it really is a very clever way of combining cards and abilities to get those objectives moving. It's a lot trickier than it looks. The abilities on the cards are very thematic. They fit with the item on the card. They make sense. And the pairings and the little combos that you can do really work, and makes you think a lot, because it is not easy to complete those 3 objectives before the end of the game. And the end of the game is when you have to reshuffle your deck, and there's nothing left here in the market, which happens pretty quickly. As you can see, just in that short time, we're down to 5 in the market. So the minute this bottom row is empty, or the market's empty, the game's over. When you have to reshuffle your deck, or of course if your health goes down to 0 and you've only got 7 hit points, health points. So that is at the Helm. I think it's thematically a very cleverly designed game, and first couple of times I've played, the game's destroyed me basically. And I love that about solo games. I don't really want to win my first 5 or 6 games of a solo game. I like it to challenge me like that, so I'm looking forward to losing a few more before I finally crack a win on this one. But I'd recommend this if you can get hold of it. It is fairly new now on Button Shy's website, and please check it out. It's a lot of fun.